That must be me down there. Just taking a nap, you know. All the best heroes take naps before their big adventure. Welcome back, friends, to Nindy Nexus, your channel for all things Nintendo Indie. My name is Mikey, and today we're doing another first look. Today's game is Ys Origin, and you may not be familiar with the Ys saga, but there has been a ton of them. Now, they've all been RPGs to my knowledge. However, their format has changed over the years from their roots back on the original Nintendo systems as a 2D side-scrolling action RPG, now taking the route of the 3D ARPG. Most recently I played Ys 8, The Lacrimosa of Dana, but that was, well, close to probably 2 years ago now. But I am excited to get back into the Ys universe, and this time in more cartoon-like fashion. So Ys Origin is on the North American eShop for $19.99. It is rated T for teen. It released October 1st, 2020. It is a one-player adventure platformer action role-playing game. It is published and developed by Dotemu. Game file size is 2.4 GB. Supported languages include Japanese, German, Italian, Spanish, French, and English. Let's get into it. RPGs are one of my favorite genres, and you know, I can't decide between ARPGs and turn-based RPGs. They are both great in their own respects. ARPGs tend to be quite a bit more fast-paced, but I do love a good strategy RPG or turn-based RPG that you know, includes a lot of strategy-based decisions or strategy-based thinking. Action RPGs tend to require you to think more on your feet or mash a few more buttons. So here we are at the main screen. Here we have new game, load game options. Let's check out those options. We have the background music here. Let's go ahead and crank that up. Probably doesn't have to be all the way, but we'll crank it up higher. Let's check out those sound effects there. We'll crank those up about the same level there. Analog movements, sure. Double tap to dash, sure. Hold attack to use skills. That might be good. I'm gonna leave it off for now. Always dash once able. We'll go ahead and leave that off for now. Blood level is low. So we got low, high, and gore. So let's we'll turn it to high. I don't know how much of a difference that's gonna make, but I don't mind a little bit of blood, and it is, as I mentioned, only rated T for teen, so how much blood could there really be? And let's go ahead and start it up since I have not played it before. We have Danyka, who is an axe-wielding fighter with mid-speed, mid-range, or we have Hugo, an energy firing mage with slow speed and long range. I am a fan of magic or projectiles, kind of long-range fighters, so I am going to stick with Hugo this time, despite the low speed. And then we get to choose the difficulty level here, so we have easy, normal, hard. We're going to stick with normal, just keep it middle of the road here. That's how you know we're in for an adventure. So basically in Ys, a land where magic is a thing, basically disaster struck. The 6 great priests decided to take things into their own hands, send out an elite group of force or elite people out to solve it or to straighten it out. And it sounds like it may or may not have been too effective. At least that's what I got out of it. So let's see. And interesting that it was in French. At least that's, you know, that's what it sounded like to me. I'm wondering, am I one of those people that the priest sent out, or am I someone that's cleaning up the mess from the elite task force that was unsuccessful in completing their mission? So let's see if I'm reading on the description here. God Spear, Cunning Mage. Yeah, it doesn't specify, but I'm guessing that I am one of the elite people that they're sending out, at least from what I can gather on the site. So let's check it out. And I am a big fan of seeing these, I don't know if you want to call them like cutscenes or just animated portions prior to the game starting. A lot of games, I mean, I know this one's probably a little bit bigger coming from, you know, the publisher that it does, but even some of the indie games nowadays are having some pretty great animation ahead of time. You know, one of the ones that comes to mind when I think of great animation is Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. Definitely some great stuff going on there. But there's a lot, and it seems to be more and more prevalent with a lot of these indie games coming out. And I don't know if, you know, that's something that's added on after the fact, like if it's, say, it was backed by Kickstarter, if that's something that falls under that category or, you know, for those who may think it's more important, or developers that may be, you know, more inclined to include that right from the get-go. You know, that might be one of the things that helps draw customers in or players in to buy their games, is having great animation like that. I know every time I see a trailer that has cutscenes like that and animation ahead of time, it definitely gives me hope that the game is going to be good as well. Alright, let's read this here. You must track down the goddesses and bring them to the Solomon Shrine, or bring them to Solomon Shrine. As long as you possess the eyes of fact, it shouldn't prove too difficult. Well, I only got the eyes of lies right now. However, your role in all this does not end here. Hugo, you must listen carefully from here on out. Come on, Hugo. All right, here we are. That must be me down there. Just taking a nap, you know. All the best heroes take naps before their big adventure. Boy in Black. Looks like I made it to the surface, and I'm still alive. But what just happened? Did the transport spell fail? No, it had to be something more than that. An impact like that was not the result of a mere accident. Is that a tree? Why, yes it is, Hugo. Or Boy in Black. Alright. So far, I'm really digging those animations. Something about 2D sprites on 3D backgrounds, or 2.5D look. I'm really a big fan of that. Ever since Octopath, it's been one of my favorite aesthetics. And I know this isn't exactly the same as that, but it's close. It's one of those types where you have a 2D on a 3D, and I love it. Indeed, it's a Rhoda tree, a tree with a soul, born of the goddesses. I suppose that explains why this is the only place around that's not thick with poison gases. Still, it's a miracle this tree has managed not only to survive, but to thrive all this time amidst such desolation. Young man. That voice. The great Deku Tree? Rhoda? Is that you? Indeed. I am one of the twin Rhoda trees given life by the goddesses. You are from Ys, are you not? Yes, that's right. My name is Hugo. Hugo Fact. Oh, a descendant of the House Fact. That explains the power I sense from you. It has been many years since I last spoke with one of your line. Perhaps around 50 or so. I don't mean to be rude, but I really don't have time for idle chatter right now. I'm in search of Lady Rhea and Lady Fina. Have you seen either of them? They vanished without a trace from Solomon's Shrine a few days ago, and no one's heard from them since. The goddesses? Yes, I did catch sight of them. About 3 days ago. So it's true then, they came down to the surface. Do you know where they went? And if they're alright? I cannot answer the latter question, I'm afraid, but I do still sense their presence, albeit faintly. There can be no doubt they are inside that foul tower. That's a tall tower there, friend. I was afraid you might say that. That tower is said to be a veritable nest of demons. What the hell could those two want in a place like that? You are going after them then. I sense that your companions are not far from here. Perhaps you should regroup first. No, I must go now. There's not a moment to lose. If the others come here, please let them know that I've gone to the tower. Tell them that's where the goddesses can be found. My, such an impatient lad. But then, he is of the fact line. I just hope my worries are for naught. Ooh, more cutscenes here. A little blurred, a little choppy in that transition there, but here we go. That's the animation. That hand-drawn style is what I like. Crows. That looks like my complex at about 6 in the evening. All those crows flying overhead. That looks like a pretty mean tower, friends. But of course, we must make our way over to it. Hey, we're there already. What's that? Curses, we're surrounded. Dino, Eolia, can you handle your beasts? Can you handle the beasts on your side? I think so. We'll be fine as long as we can erect a stable barrier. Alright, you two do your best to fend them off until I can jump in. I'll handle the demons over here as quickly as I can. Straight into battle. What? Hugo Fact? Is that you? Glad to see you in one piece, Father. If my last name was Fact and someone asked me a question like that, I would always use the line. Something like, in fact, it is me. I'll take care of these beasts, you go help the others. Much obliged. Alright, you two, let's take these things down. Yes, Father. Understood. Time to battle. How dare you filthy beasts tread upon our land? If power is what you seek, you came to the right place, right? Then allow me to introduce you to my eyes of fact. So we got basic actions, These are Hugo's basic movements and attacks. We have Y for attack to shoot bolts of energy, B to jump. You got a jump shot and a power shot. Attack immediately after coming to a stop. Alright, so sounds good to me. Let's do it. Oh yeah. Movement feels nice and smooth. Everything responds immediately. Oh, there we go. Nice. Alright, big fan of that so far. Let's see what else we can do. What is boost mode and how is it used? Activation. When Hugo's boost gauge reaches 100%, press X to activate the boost mode. Hugo will glow and its abilities will be temporarily enhanced. So the Eyes of Fact will increase in number and their attack range will increase. Hugo will only take half damage when hit by enemies. Oh, that's pretty good. Nice. There we go. Oh yeah. Nice. Easy work. Is that all you got? I'd heard there were imposing creatures amongst the invading demons, but it seems these were not they. Much appreciated, Hugo. Father Shion, and you two are... I am Eolia, an acolyte of Solomon's Shrine. Thank you for your help. I too serve as an acolyte. The name's Dino, and we both go to the same barber. And you're a Hugo Fact, it would seem. I've heard a lot about you. They say you're a magic prodigy, and for what I've seen here, I'm quite convinced they're right. No, I'm still but a novice. At any rate, may I ask why you three are here? And where are the other members of the search party? I wish I knew. All I can say for certain is that the transport spell which carried us here was interrupted. Interrupted? By the demons, you believe? Most likely, yes. Eolia and I were the ones controlling it. Then suddenly, out of the blue, the magical barrier which held us was struck by some massive force. It caused such disruption, we could no longer hold the spell together. I see. And the attack came from this tower, I assume? It did. And that's why we're here, to get to the bottom of this. But what of you? What brings you to this accursed place? Ah yes, well, you see, Hugo detailed what the Rota Tree had told him. What? The goddesses? Here? What could have compelled them to come to such a dangerous place? So that's the size of things, is it? This makes matters more urgent. We must get in contact with the others as soon as possible. Can I leave that up to you, Dino? Yes, Father. As sure as you can... As sure as you can rely on this bowl haircut. I'll begin a search of the perimeter, starting with the Rota trees. And what will you do? Given the welcome we received, I'd think it prudent to wait until the whole party's been gathered, then move out as a group. No, I believe it would be best if I were to go on ahead and survey the area alone. If the rabble we just fought was the worst this tower has in store, I don't anticipate any difficulty. As you wish. But please, do take this with you at least. Received crystal. An item of magic? Allow me to demonstrate its power. See this statue? Gonna mess it up. Was this built by the demons? They have an eye for art. We had initially thought that to be the case, but it would seem not. Watch closely. Shion took out the crystal, identical to the one he gave Hugo. The crystal's power purified the demon statue. It's a goddess statue? I suspect that all the goddess statues left behind on the surface were brought here, then cursed in a similar fashion. Why this was done, one can only speculate, but there are likely others to be found in here. You should be able to use that crystal to purify them, just as I've done with this one. I see. That could prove beneficial indeed, given the power of these statues. But that isn't the only magic the crystal holds, it would seem. Indeed not. It can also be used to transport you instantly to the foot of any goddess statue, at least that's been purified in this manner. I pray that it will be useful in your reconnaissance. Understood. I'll be sure to make good use of it. Take this as well, Hugo. Leela shell. And this would be for long-range communication, no? Yes, it will allow you to contact us no matter where you are. I intended to give one to each member of the search party upon our arrival, but obviously those plans were disrupted. Indeed, a very useful tool to have though. I will keep it safe. If that's all then, I'm going to head up into the tower proper. We'll be waiting here for the others. Come back if you find anything. And remember, the demons built this tower, so there's no way of knowing what awaits us here. Please, exercise caution. Alright. So, as you can see, RPGs tend to be very verbose, but it does lead itself into a great story so far and some great characters that we've met so far. That is going to be our first look at this time at Ys Origin. As I mentioned earlier, it is on the North American eShop for $19.99. It did release back on October 1st, and it is a one-player game. Game file size 2.4 gigabytes. If you like this first look, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want more great information on all things Nintendo Indie, visit us on the web at nindynexus.net. My name is Mikey, and I will see you next time. Until then, keep playing, stay safe out there. Bye.